We got Dave.
You're welcome, Dave. Just Emmett Sheehan tonight. How big did he step up for himself and for the team tonight?
Huge. You know, it seems like every time, you know, he's been going out there, he's getting better. And today, I think, you know, was his best outing in totality. The fastball was good, the life to it, the command of it. I thought Dalton did a great job with him in the sense of, you know, when to use a curveball, when to use a changeup, you know, when to use a fastball, and we needed it. Just some length and you know, sets us up in the pen for, you know, this next series.
How did you guys and the way you guys responded after Jung Woo Lee's inside the park home run for Emmett to not allow that to affect him and for you guys to find a way to come back and score some runs after that?
You sign of a, you know, team of character, and yeah, it was a tough play. Taylor's playing really well out there in the left field, and I think at that point he did take a great angle. Thought it was probably going to hit the grass, hit the dirt, or yeah, and then he kicked hard left and thought it was going to go out of play. So it was just a, you know, play that we'd love to have back. But like you said, Emmett didn't let it phase him. Got through that sixth inning, and then you know, Taylor had a big night to kind of atone for that mishap. But yeah, I mean, it was a good team win.
And how important was that at bat from Taylor in the sixth, the next time up, to kind of help get that inning going?
It was great. It was great. You know, these last this series, he swung it out really well. I thought, you know, all of his at bats were good at bats. There was good intention behind those at bats, and for him to get some hits today, some doubles, and kind of getting back to where he needs to be. And it's good to see. Very helpful. And yeah, tonight, obviously Emmett and then Alex to come in and off the bench and have that silver bullet to know how to, you know, you're going to get a quality at bat. And then sort of get that knock was huge, yeah.
Alex was not easy to be coming off the bench, staying fresh for the spot start. What do you see from him that allows him to be successful in the role that you use him?
Preparedness. You know, he watched a lot of video. He does a lot of VR work, and you know, against any pitcher he's taking at bat against, I mean, he's had 20, 30 at bats against these guys. So he really locks in on the preparedness, and he understands his role, and it's swings and strikes, takes balls, has a short swing, hits the all field, so, you know, doesn't punch much. So that's the kind of guy you need, you know, coming off the bench.
Have you found a new leadoff hitter?
That was nice, huh? You know, just like I said before the game, just to be able to plug him in, you just feel confident that no matter what, he's going to give you his best. And so I didn't expect a homer, but it was a good way to start.
What can get a couple of results with runners in scoring position, like Haesung's hit, Alex's hit, Miguel's hit, sort of due to open up the offense going forward?
I think it's just, you know, they were all different. I think Haesung got a ball that was at the belt line and went back to go into left center, which was great to see. Miguel just willed himself to get that hit. And then, you know, Alex Call again, just being prepared and being able to hit the outfield grass. So it was really good to see. All three of those at-bats were huge, and we needed them because, you know, just to kind of, again, going through 13 in a row, I think our pen's in a good spot going, you know, where we are today. And the tack-on runs were huge.
How much does Tanner Scott look like that pitch you saw in the 2030s?
Yeah, it's that guy now. And he's healthy, he's confident, he's efficient. So to have him, you know, whenever we need him, and obviously he's finishing more games than we expected to start the season. But it's just, again, the most important thing is he's back to being who he is, and that's something we've been waiting for, and we have now.
You talked a lot last year about like execution, but how much of it do you think is now comfort that has helped him succeed?
I think a lot of it, the game's hard, and when you're not healthy, you're not feeling well. He's never made an excuse, always taking the ball, not running from it. And when you're not right, it's hard to be good. And there's a lot of things we're trying to sift through and kind of poke holes in last year, and sequencing, command, predictability, all that stuff. But, you know, now he's feels good, and I think he's just freed up, you know, and I mean, essentially every outing he's been out there has been pretty dang good.
How should I do as a spectator?
Didn't see him until he shook hands, so I think pretty well. I think he had a good spot day.
So he
Here you come back line up tomorrow as a leader.
Yes.
Do back-to-back wins feel like you put things right?
Getting there. Getting there. I think that there's still more in there offensively, but I think we're getting there. But obviously the most important thing is to win baseball games and to not be completely synced up and still find ways to win is good. So hopefully we can get a game from the Angels. They sort of had our number the last few years.
When you said Ohtani had a spa day, was there at any point in time if the game was tied that you would have?
Yeah, he was down below, but I don't spend much time in the cage, and so he was kind of
So he
tuning
was still
up.
available?
That's right, he was available, yes. Thanks, guys.
How did you feel out there? It seemed like the slider was working for you early. Was that a big part of why you were so successful tonight?
Yeah, I think as part of the game plan for sure is to, hopefully throw some strikes with the slider and fastball, fill it up, and make them make decisions. A couple I would have wanted back, but yeah, I felt good.
You got a lot of 2 strikes tonight. What was the key to doing that and getting ahead? Not only getting ahead, but getting 2 strikes on so many hitters.
I think just mixing, keeping them off balance. Rush called a great game, and Mark put together a really good game plan. But yeah, I got to do a better job at putting them away at 2 strikes, I think.
Usually you see catchers try to calm a pitcher down or help them get their emotions in check. There was a scene in the dugout in the 4th inning where you go over to Rushing to try to help him out after a tough at-bat. What did you say, and why did you feel like that was needed?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he was frustrated, obviously, with his at-bat, and I just wanted to let him know, he's good and we still got work to do.
How about recovering after Jung-Hoo Lee's inside the park home run? How were you able to recalibrate there?
Yeah, it's just one of those where you just got to wipe it and go on to the next guy. Yeah.
As you continue throughout the season and work on sustaining the velo, what are other things that you've seen that you felt have really worked for you?
I think it's a few things, just being more consistent with mechanics. Our strength coach, Eric Yavarone, had a really good idea, so we worked on that this week, and just keeping it up through the outing.
Were you pretty encouraged? I mean, I think this was the most consistent your velo has been this season. Were you encouraged by that?
Yeah, it's definitely nice to have that later in starts. It's pretty important to maintain it, so yeah, I felt good about it.
What were you working with Gab this week?
It was kind of just a drill, med ball drill that we would do, and he had the idea to try it in between innings during the game, so it was a really good idea, and I think it helped.
Is that to help your mechanics stay on line to be able to maintain?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Did you feel like you were falling a little bit less to the first base side and had more consistent delivery here?
Yeah, maybe. I think that's kind of a byproduct of a couple other issues that were going on, so fix those and then the direction gets better.
What did you learn? I mean, this was a long series, 4-game series. What did you learn about their hitters in the first 3 that kind of took with you tonight?
Yeah, it was nice to get to watch 3 righties go up against the lineup. Obviously, we all have pretty different stuff, so I mean, I don't throw an 88-mile-an-hour sweeper like Shohei, but it was good to get those, see those reps before I got out there to face them.
Cool. Thank you. Was it for you guys to bounce back in these last 2 games, get a split?
Oh, I mean, every game's huge. I mean, we always want to win, and it was huge to get those last 2 wins, for sure.
What can you say about the way the bullpens performed on this homestand and the season to get the ball to where you're at this point in time in the season as well?
I mean, we got a great bullpen, we got a great starting staff, and I mean, it's just falling together.
Does it feel like the confidence had compounded with each outing for you, just kind of building on some of the stuff you wanted to work on this one?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, just build off of every outing, every time I go out there, and just go out there and pitch, compete.
Is it even like thinking at this point in time?
I mean, you always think, but when you get on the mound, you're competing. I mean, the guy in the box, you're trying to get out.
Yeah, how much do you go out there? Do you just feel like yourself at this point?
I mean, yeah, I feel like myself. I mean, I don't even know how to answer that one, honestly.
David, you were last year about pitch execution location. How has that changed this year?
Yeah, last year, I mean, I was pretty terrible, and everyone saw that. And I mean, execution's huge. I mean, there's good hitters on every lineup, so you have to execute.
Could you see the way Emmett was pitching tonight that he was gonna, be able to hand the ball to you guys to get the final 9 outs, he's going to get pretty deep into the game.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, every time our starter goes out there, they just go out there and pitch, and I mean, they've got us deep in the games multiple times, and it's been great to see.
Thank you. About that at bat coming off the bench, not an easy job to have in that situation. How do you approach those moments?
Yeah, well, you try to play it out in your mind how it's going to come out when you might be able to come into the game and get prepared, and but you guys know, and a lot of my preparation starts a long time before the game, and you can't always guarantee the results are going to be there, but if you put the work in, you have a chance. On my glove is Proverbs 21:31. The horse is made ready for the day of battle, but victory rests with the Lord. So all I can do is prepare, do the best I can, but then at the end of the day, it's in God's hands, and sometimes you hit the ball and you don't know where it is, but it finds some grass.
Yeah, you were looking up at the heavens, but the lights blinded you. When did you realize it was going to find some grass?
When I heard it's weird because I felt like it was a good swing. I felt like I was inside the ball. I felt like I hit it. Obviously, I didn't get all of it, but I guess I just didn't quite see it off the bat, and I'm like looking for it, keep looking up, and then all of a sudden I hear the crowd get really loud. So I'm like, okay, you better run, and so just a lot of joy and excitement to be able to get a big hit for the team.
How big was it to come away with the split, and you guys were ahead 2-0, you guys tied, you come back, just finding a way to compete the last 2 nights to get the split?
Yeah, I mean, it's really important. All these games, they really matter, and I think it's important for us to kind of just get back to doing what we do and, get in the win column. So obviously rival over there that we would love to, win the series, but after going down 2 games, come back, have some great pitching performances and timely hitting by our guys, just really awesome. So keep it rolling.
You guys have talked about the bat quality being better lately with the score position. What can it do to have the ball kind of actually drop in that kind of spot and maybe get some things up for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, this game at the end of the day is about results. The process you got to try to trust and understand that the more you grind it out, the more you make the pitcher work, the more you just have a tuned focus in those moments. You hope the results are going to be there. Trust the process. But when things aren't going well, it's easy to be like, what needs to change? But sometimes you just have to let it play out. You have to play baseball. Sometimes you just have to, get through the tough stuff. And, we're doing a great job in here, and no one's losing faith in anybody. We got amazing group of guys, amazing players. So, it's nice to see them fall, though.
Thanks, Alex.
Yeah, welcome.
You guys mentioned last night Shohei Ohtani was on the mound, and he was excellent. He continued his dominance with 7 scoreless innings against the Giants. It was Shohei's best start of the season as he limited the Giants to just 4 hits while striking out 8. That start lowered his ERA to a dazzling 0.82, which is the best in the majors among starting pitchers. Then he's matching whip of 0.82, ranks 3rd in the big leagues, while his opponent's average and opponent's on-base percentage are good for 2nd and 3rd respectively. So guys, when we talk about Shohei Ohtani, we know coming into this year, he made it clear he's got some awards on that shelf, but he wants one more, and that is to win the National League Cy Young. Is this what you imagined, though, when he started the season, that 7 starts in, he'd be here?
I expected him to pitch very well. I really did. I didn't expect him to be this dominant so quickly. For him to have everything working, whether it's the slider, the sweeper, different types of shapes to the breaking ball, the 94 with run, the 100 miles an hour up in the zone. He has every pitch you could have. And I didn't even mention the splitter. And that is lethal as well. So for him to be this sharp, this soon, that is surprising me. I didn't think he'd be this dominant, but I knew he would pitch great. And right now, no disrespect to that monster over there in Pittsburgh, Paul Skeens, who's an absolute stud. Paul, you're a stud. But right now, this dude, Shohei Ohtani, is the best pitcher on the planet.
Look, I don't love Twitter like the real Jay Hare, but I threw out a tweet about a month ago. You can check it. I said Ohtani for Cy Young. This guy is just so confident right now, and I feel like when he puts his mind to something, he's going to will his way to do it. It's kind of like a hitter sometimes. You get 2 strikes, you just know you're going to battle and at least give a good at bat. And I just love what he's doing right now with his arm angles. He's creating good tilt. He's making that sweeper disappear, especially from the right-handers. And he's throwing his fastball a lot more. You know, I was talking to some of the guys down there earlier. He's attacking like an old school pitcher with his fastball, and he's making the other stuff even nastier, especially with 2 strikes. So if he continues to do that, I think he's definitely going to win the Cy Young. And his stuff's going to be there all year. It's just about executing and the command.
Yeah, and it's also about just maintaining him and keeping him healthy. Recently, he's been dealing with a little bit of fatigue. It seems like it's been showing with his numbers offensively. He's not in the lineup today. He wasn't in as the DH yesterday either. So for more on to Shohei Ohtani, let's go inside the stadium and check in with David Vassay, who can give us a little bit of more insight as to how Shohei Ohtani is and the plan for him today.
Thanks, Kirsten. Yeah, Dave Roberts said 2 days ago he was considering doing this, not having Ohtani hit last night or the day after he pitches, and that played a factor into Ohtani throwing 105 pitches, going 7 scoreless innings. Going back to the last homestand, Andrew Friedman told me this was going to be a read and react situation, and scenarios like tonight would occur where the Dodgers would not have Ohtani in the starting lineup to begin the game, but certainly a threat to come off the bench as a pinch hitter if needed. Dave Roberts addressed just the whole complexion of the Ohtani season now that he's a full-time pitcher.
No, he's available. He's available. If the game's in the balance, if it makes sense, he's available. Yes, thank you. I think he just arrived, which is good. I was hoping he would get here late and kind of take the day to rest and recover. So he is here, and just a later ramp up for him.
David, as you continue to have these conversations with Shohei about his usage, what have you learned about him and his communication that you didn't know before?
I think it's getting better. I think that he certainly is very in tune with things around him. Hyper in tune with his own, obviously, well-being, but I think he's now more willing to kind of give his opinion as opposed to just kind of do what the organization wants. And it's important because we can't, read minds. I can't read minds, and so it's helpful, when the player voices, some thoughts. So that's one thing I've appreciated.
What is his opinion?
I think his opinion is, if there are days that he feels that I feel like he should take a day off, do it. That mentally, the days that he does pitch, it's tougher on him. Physically, it's the day after.
And remember, when the season began, the Dodgers lined up Ohtani on Wednesday to pitch because the first 6 weeks of the season, a lot of Thursdays were days off or travel days. So essentially, they're lining it up the same way here to give him, at least to begin the game, a day off. And by the way, Shohei Ohtani arrived in the Dodger clubhouse at about 3:50 this afternoon. So he certainly got the rest that Dave Roberts was hoping for. And like Dave said, he is a threat to come off the bench tonight as a pinch hitter.
Thank you, as always, David Vassay. And look, everyone deserves a day off here and there. Hopefully he gets a little bit of a spa treatment, got to sleep in today. Do you guys feel like this is something that we could be seeing more of with Shohei Ohtani as they find ways to continue to manage him so he can be available throughout this entire season and ready for the most important games later?
Absolutely. You need to take these rest days. We said it so many times. Nobody's ever done this. What Shohei Ohtani's doing, Babe Ruth didn't do. You got to remember, Babe Ruth was a stud pitcher who occasionally hit. He stopped pitching altogether because his hit tool was that important and became an outfielder and a hitter. Shohei was doing this now all at once. It is taxing, and I think more so, besides the physical, it's mentally taxing. So for him to have that spa day or that day that he could just do nothing, I think it's important because you need those days in May, June, July to make sure he's mentally fresh and somewhat physically fresh come September, October.
Yeah, I mean, talk about back in the day with Babe Ruth. It's like they prepare so much more now, right? They have so many things to go over, especially as a starting pitcher, going over the weaknesses, going over your own strengths, and when do you want to use one or the other. And then I just really feel like I kind of want to see him in the lineup maybe more so when he does pitch. I understand giving him the off day after a day of starting pitching, but, I think there's going to be times where the matchup favors him, especially as a hitter. He wants to get off, actually continue his good hitting like he did the other night with the 2 big hits. So I really feel like if you put him in the lineup against good matchups, maybe drop him in the lineup. Maybe he's not batting leadoff. Maybe he gets one less at bat. Because when it comes playoff time,
you're exactly right. So you're saying you want him in the lineup as a pitcher, and
yes,
then the next day,
complete day off. But I think there's days you can put him in when he's pitching, maybe bat him 3rd or 4th RBI spots. But I think come playoff time, you're going to want him in the lineup. So get him used to it again.
They're going to do that. They're going to take the days, make sure he's fresh, and then come postseason, as it get closer, you're definitely going to see him pitch and hit.
For sure.
Essentially, that will be like a build-up for his two-way duties. Obviously, last night we were talking a little bit about you playing behind Robbie Ray when he won his Cy Young. When you're playing behind Shohei Ohtani, what were the qualities that you saw in Robbie in that year that he won that you see in Shohei Ohtani now that could put him on the path to hopefully winning his first Cy Young?
I mean, it was basically the same thing, the winning mentality, attacking hitters, as you guys saw yesterday, attacking hitter with the fastball, overpowering, and, his attitude, the way to show his attitude on the mound, it was great to see, and, definitely I didn't get enough ground ball, but because everything was like a strikeout, so, I mean, he was just attacking hitter, and it looked like a Cy Young, so, it goes from there.
Well, Santiago, I don't know if you know this or not, but if you watched our pregame show, we got a chance to interview the guy that caught your first ever Dodger home run. So I can make a way to be able to get that home run from him. He's a kind of a big dude. Maybe I could kind of arm wrestle him for it, but his name is Brandon Collins. He's here at Dodger Stadium again. He has that ball, and I do have his phone number, so I'm going to figure out a way to get that ball from him and get it to you.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome to have that ball. I can definitely, give him a bad sign or anything, that I can do just so I can have that ball too. So it'll be awesome. Thank you.
All right, Will, you said it was just another at-bat. First game leading off, and you really stole the thunder there, hitting a home run. How did that feel?
Yeah, it felt good. Just trying to be like Show. Leading off with a homer, but yeah, just another AB.
When you're up there in that situation, you have no chance to see what Roop has. You're the first guy to face him. How does that change as far as the way you're going about the at-bat?
It didn't, honestly. It was just another, leading off the inning basically, just leading off the game. We know what pitches he's got. We know what works for him, what he's trying to do out there. So yeah, just putting together a good at-bat, picking the right pitch to swings at, and putting the bat on the ball.
The biggest thing is you guys have been playing from behind a lot lately. To even get a 1-0 lead, how big was that to change kind of the vibe in the dugout and give Emmett even one run to work with?
Yeah, he pitched so well tonight. But yeah, just jump out ahead. Not feel like we're calling back. They did a good job tying it up, but we were able to respond right away and get the win.
Do you feel like Dave's going to keep you in the leadoff spot tomorrow night in Anaheim?
I have no idea. We'll see.
Hey, when you're the DH too, you have time for antics like putting gum in Yamamoto's hoodie too.
See that? I got 8 in there. Yeah, exactly. He has no idea.
Thanks for stopping. Congratulations.
Thanks.